Hi everyone, I'm Laura from gosimpli.ca, and today I have a seated upright dumbbell arm chest workout. So all of the moves we're going to be doing will be sitting straight upright. We're not going to be bending forward at all. We're going to start with a warm-up, so if you're ready, hit the thumbs up button and let's go. Okay, our warm-up for today is just freestyle, so let's start with some of these arm circles. I like to put my hands on my shoulders because I can get a much larger circle without like my hands hitting the wall or anything. So whatever is more comfortable for you, you can have straight arms or bent arms. And then let's reverse direction. Excellent. And let's just do some arm raises and then push back behind you. So up overhead. We're just really getting some range of motion right now. Getting those shoulder joints nicely warmed up. And let's do one more. Okay, now let's just do some scissors across the arm and open up wide. So pull those shoulder blades together as you open up. So we're opening up the chest and opening up the back. Okay. And let's just do a bit of an overreach, not leaning too far to the side, just slightly to make sure you're getting a nice stretch. Okay, we're going to keep moving. We're not holding any of these stretches. We're doing dynamic movements. We don't want to hold stretches at the beginning of a workout and then lift weights because we could definitely make ourselves more susceptible to injury. Okay? Okay, and then let's just do a few wrist rolls. We're going to be holding those weights the whole time. We have 12 exercises to get through, and we're going to repeat them. So we'll be doing 24 intervals, and we're going to be holding weights the whole time. So let's get those wrists warmed up, and then just some flexion, up and down. My wrist just cracked. Yours might too, as long as there's no pain associated with it. It's probably okay. Okay, I'm just going to do a little bit of a neck circle here as well because I'm going to hold that upright posture, and sometimes we can have a little tension in the neck. And then one ear to the shoulder, other ear to shoulder. And then I'm going to look over one shoulder and then look over the other. And one more each way. Excellent. I'm going to get the timer ready and grab your weights. Let's do it. Okay, our first move here is going to be a halo. So I'm taking that dumbbell between two hands and I'm going to put it above my head. And remember, I'm going to do a circle in one direction and then a circle in the other direction, okay? And we're going to keep alternating back and forth the whole way through. So we have 12 moves, as I mentioned, and we are doing them for 50 seconds with only a 10-second rest. So these are going to move quickly. You might even notice that your heart rate gets up there a bit because we have a very short rest period. And that's okay. We need to work in different interval times. Sometimes we do 30 seconds with a 30-second break and we lift really heavy. Sometimes we do 45-15, and now we're going to try the 50-10. So let me know in the comments below if you like the very little rest time or not. Okay, I usually, when I do workouts with that very short rest time, I use the same weight the whole way through the workout. Okay, now we're going to do a rainbow, and I'm going to stay with the one weight, and I'm going to pass it off overhead. So if you're not comfortable with that, I'll give you an alternative. Okay, so what I'm going to do is then pass it off, and then come down the other side, and then pass it off, and come down. If you aren't comfortable with that, grab two weights and just go up and down, okay? Or you can alternate it. We are going to be doing some similar moves to that after. So for something different, I was doing a pass off. But if you're not comfortable, and hold it a little bit out in front of you, so it's not like right over your head and you can see what you're doing. It doesn't have to be right over top where you can't see. Okay? So just coming down each side like the arc of a rainbow. There we go. Okay, and now we're going to need both weights, and we're going to do some overhead scissors. So I'm going to show you from the side what that looks like. So we're going to have the arms up, and we're going to send one back, and then the opposite, okay? So one's going forward while one's going back, and of course, the further down you go, the harder it's going to be. And you need to really keep those abdominals pulled in, okay? And squeeze your glutes, and keep that good postural alignment. Because we are definitely putting some strain on the back here. That's not a bad thing. It just means we have to be prepared for it and have our back braced. So we're going to really brace those abdominals and support that back. So again, if you find it challenging, you just make a smaller movement, okay? And we have just a few more seconds here. Excellent. So bring those weights down, face the forward again. We're going to do a front punch. Now, I'm lifting a decent amount of weight for a front punch, but I'm going to do my best. Okay, so we're just going to punch out in front, and we're alternating it. Okay, not super fast. We're not actually in a boxing ring here, so just punch out one side and then the other. So I actually think this workout's going to go really, really quickly because with only 10 seconds rest, you do not have much time to just sit around and wait for the next exercise to start up. And like I said, that's probably a good thing. We'll get that heart rate up just a little bit more, and seeing as we're sitting, that can be a little bit more challenging to get some heart rate going, and we do need cardio benefits as well. So I do have a cardio chair workout on my channel as well, and I'm going to be doing more cardio chair. So be sure to watch for that. Okay, excellent. Next up, we are going to do bicep curls. So you have an option. You can have your weights facing the front and curl, or you can do a hammer curl where the hands face the side. I'm going to do hammer curl today, just for something different. And I'm doing both arms at the same time. If you get tired, you can switch it up and do one arm and then the other. That's fine too. Okay, they're both good options. I really like bicep curls, and I like to switch up what kind of bicep curl I do sometimes, whether it be the standard bicep curl or the hammer curl where the palms face in, which is what I'm doing right now. Okay, just a few more seconds here. Then we're going to move into a side punch. So we're going to punch across the body. Okay, so now instead of going in front, we're going across. And again, you've got to really now brace those abdominals because oh, that was our break. I kept going right through our break. Okay, I'm going to take 1 second here and then start again. Okay, so I'm going to just punch right across the body. Oh, now my arms feel tired because they've already done this, but that's okay. I'm going to push through as best I can, and if at any point we need to, we can drop the weights and we can do it without weight. That's always an option. So just punching across, and again, we've got those abdominals braced, so we're still breathing. You should be able to, actually talk. If you're holding your breath to brace your abdominals, then, you need to breathe. If you don't breathe, you're going to faint. So keep letting the breath come in, but keep them braced for that postural alignment to support the lower back. This is actually a really good abdominal exercise as well. We're really getting those obliques as best we can in a sitting position. Okay, now we're going to do triceps. I like doing overhead triceps. Okay, so above the head, bend back, and then push straight up. I find overhead tricep, when you're trying to keep the body completely upright and not bend over, then this is definitely an easier way to do it by doing the overhead tricep. And I think my arms might be getting slightly cut off on camera, and I apologize for that. I had a really hard time setting it up today for some reason. It just didn't want to cooperate with me. And finally I said, well, I'm hoping for the best. I hope you can see them. So I really hope you can. And I apologize that I had such an awful time trying to get a good shot for you. Excellent. Okay, so now we're going to do an alternating front arm raise. So we're going to raise that arm straight out in front of us, but we're going to alternate it. So I'm coming forward on my chair, and I'm going to use that hammer curl position again. So you could go where your palms face down to the floor. That's fine too. Okay, and maybe I'll switch it up for our second round through, but for this one I'm going to keep my palms facing in. Just works an ever so slightly different position of the shoulder. So just raising out in front of you. Again, you've got those abdominals braced, and you will feel it. You need that core stability, and you will feel those stabilizing muscles working in your abdominals because you're doing one side at a time. It's that unilateral movement that we've talked about before that's so important. Okay, so we're really getting that core stability right now. So you're getting kind of a bonus like core workout at the same time. Excellent. And now we're going to do a shoulder press. So we're going to have the arms come, you can go, they don't have to be like perfectly parallel out to the side. They can be slightly forward. That's fine. And you're going to push up above your head. In fact, some people will say it's better to be slightly forward because that's the more natural motion of the shoulder. Whatever's more comfortable for you. Like way out here, that can be challenging and that can put some real stress on the lower back. So it's okay to come forward a little bit. That's just fine. Okay, and it's amazing. I'm not lifting super heavy today, but wow, my arms are feeling this today. Obviously, my body is feeling my yesterday's workout, and it would be good for me to take a rest day tomorrow. Okay, just a few more seconds here. Okay, so now we're going to do, I have an itch, we're going to do an alternating side arm raise. So instead of lifting out to the front, we're going to lift out to the side. So just one arm and then the other. And again, you're going to feel that core. I purposefully separated the front arm raise and the side arm raise because we need to use those core stabilizing muscles a lot more when we do single side movements. So to give them just a wee bit of a break in between. I mean, we should be braced throughout all of these movements, but you're going to feel that stress against the bracing of your abdominals in moves that use one side of the body at a time. So just a few more seconds here. Okay, now I'm going to put one weight down, and we're going to do a bus driver. So we're going to take that weight between two hands, hold it out in front of us, and twist and twist. Okay, so we're just, as if we're standing the weight on end, or flipping an hourglass. That's exactly what we're doing, is flipping an hourglass. Maybe I should call it that instead of a bus driver. Like I was sort of thinking like a steering wheel, right? But we could call it like, I don't know, the hourglass flip. What would you call this move? What would be a creative name to call it? I don't know what to call it, but hourglass flip seems kind of interesting. I like interesting names. As long as they sort of mean something, right? Like I can't call this something that, I guess I could call it baton twirl. It's kind of like twirling a baton. It's not continually twirling, but like, you know, I can't call this the unicorn because nothing about it looks like a unicorn or behaves like a unicorn. Okay, excellent. Now we're going to do a rear arm raise. So I'm going to show you this from behind. I'm going to use one dumbbell between two hands, and we're going to sit upright and we're just going to raise and lower. It's not a huge range of motion because your arms just don't go that far behind you. But whatever you can do, this is great for opening up the chest, opening up the front of the shoulder, and we're also really getting those triceps. Okay, and we're sitting in an upright position here and getting those triceps without having to bend over a little bit, like to a 45 as we would with a tricep extension. So again, it's a limited range of motion, and that's okay. And this is the 12th move, so after this, we're starting all over again. Excellent. So come back around to the front, and we're going to start with halos again. And again, we're at the top of the 12, so we just need to go through them one more time. So the halo's above our head. Ooh, I can feel those rear arm raises now. Wow. Okay, so rolling from one side to the other. I am liking this 50-10. I mean, my arms feel tired, absolutely, but it is just flying through when you don't have much of a break. You just have enough time to set up the next move, and then it's go, go, go. So I am okay with that. And I don't know where my kitties are today, although it's a very, very sunny day, so I know where they are. They're sunbathing. They are enjoying the sun's rays. Excellent. So now we're going to do that rainbow passover. And again, if you're not comfortable, take a weight in each hand. But if you are comfortable, it's good to do that pass off. Okay, so pass off. And I'm kind of going like in front of my forehead here when I pass off. And then the rainbow arc down the side. But again, because we're doing one weight and one arm at a time, we're really working that core again. So my goodness, how many were there? There's like probably half of these moves are really working your core stabilizing muscles. So think your obliques especially. And in a chair, it can be very hard to work your abdominals. So we're getting two workouts in one. It's a good time saver. I'm always into working more muscle groups at once. We actually, we get better bang for our buck, so to speak, when you work 2 muscle groups at once. Okay, now we're going to do the overhead scissors. So this time we do need both weights. And we're going to put them above our head. And remembering as one goes forward, the other goes back. And actually this does work the core stabilizers as well, because the arms are moving in opposite directions. So this time, instead of sort of the side to side stabilization that we're getting a front back stabilization, so that I don't fall forward or lean too far back. So very good postural alignment here, because the weight of the dumbbells is definitely pulling us, and right now, in opposing directions. Okay, so we've got about 5 seconds left here. Excellent, we'll pull that down, and we're gonna go to the front punch. The front punch, which is also gonna work some core stabilization. Not as much, but it is working some because we're doing one arm and then the other. And you will probably feel that like right in here. So obliques are more towards the side, but kind of just in front. It is definitely incorporating the oblique as well. I should not leave that out. And again, not too fast here. And if you're finding like, wow, you just can't punch that weight out in front, put them down. Do it without. That's fine. That's totally fine. Okay, but if you can keep going with your weights, then please do. Remember, we're trying to challenge ourselves. That's the whole point of working out. We don't always want to challenge ourselves, right? Because challenge is hard. Okay, now we're going to do biceps, and this time I am going to face them forward. Again, it's the same move, slightly different area of the bicep. I actually find the front ones harder than the hammer curl. I don't know, let me know if you find that. Do you find one harder than the other? Okay, so not too fast, a nice Nice even tempo so that we're not using momentum, and we're definitely using those muscles. We've got those elbows tucked into our side nicely. We've braced our abdominals. Yeah, sometimes we don't always want, sometimes we get in a real groove and want to challenge ourselves, and other times we're just going through the motions, right? We're just like, yeah. But we need to focus on, we need to keep focused in a workout and keep that challenge up. Okay, now we're going to do a side punch. We're going to get those obliques from the stabilizing muscles, and we're going to get the shoulder work. Okay, so crossing the body this time for the side punch. And I'm mostly facing forward. There's a slight turn in my body, but I'm really using my abdominals to try and keep myself facing mostly forward. I find the front punches and the side punches very challenging. I have a hard time lifting heavy for them. And they are, like, especially this cross one, it is heavy tricep work here as well. But we have some hard moves coming up, but that's okay because we can do hard things. So I tell myself on a regular basis, we can do hard things. We're meant to do hard things. Excellent. So now we're going to do that tricep extension. If your triceps are really feeling burned out, you can take one weight between two hands. I'll show you that. So you could take the one weight up above your head and put it between two hands and do your tricep extension this way. Okay, so that's always an option. And of course, what we did the first time around, and I'm going to try to continue here with both weights, is also this is a good challenge. See if you can do it. Even if you can only do it for like 3 or 4 reps and then go to 1, that's okay. That's how we progress, is by just doing a few reps. And then the next time we add, maybe 2 more. And the next time maybe we can add even just 1 more. But every time you add something, that's your body saying, hey, I can do a little bit more. And that's good. That's what we call progression. That's how we build. That's how we grow. Excellent. So now we're going to do the alternating front arm raise. And so the first time through, I did like the hammer curl position where my palms were facing in. This time I'm going to do it where my palms are facing the ground. Okay? Slightly different part of the shoulder. Slightly. Like if you always did them this way and didn't do your palms in, that would be okay. Okay? It's just for a change if you want something fresh. And again, we're doing one arm and then the other, so we're getting that stabilization through the core as well. And we are just going through this workout. We do not have a whole lot left. Excellent. Next up, we have that shoulder press. This last half of the workout is sort of really shoulder dominant, but we can do it. Okay, so again, you can have them right out parallel to the side, that's fine, but you can also go in a little bit, whichever spot is comfortable for you. And again, you're pushing up and then coming back down in a nice even tempo. We're not throwing them up there, but we're also, we're not going so slow that we only get 1 rep in. So, we're aiming in this 50 seconds for 12 maybe. Maybe 1 or 2 more, or maybe 1 or 2 fewer. That's okay. And if it gets too hard, do one arm and then the other. And if this is still more challenge than you have left to give right now, then put both weights down and do it without weight. Okay, and now we're going to do the alternating side arm raise. So I have to keep, I don't know why my bra strap keeps popping out. I'm not going to wear this one again. Okay, so out to the side, and my chair's really wide, so I can't get my hands closer to my side, but that's okay. Okay. So one side and then the other, and again, we're getting that core stabilization happening. I did say it's at least half of these exercises definitely have that core stabilization. So, maybe we should think of this as an upper body and core workout. So if you were hoping to work your core this week, you definitely got it in with this workout. Okay, now we're going to do that bus driver or the, what did I call it? I don't remember what I called it now. Hourglass. Okay. Or possibly baton twirl. You can vote in the comments below. Let me know what you like or if you have a better idea. I always love hearing your ideas. They're so creative. So just twisting from side to side. We're getting mobility through our wrists and through our shoulder girdle, and our elbows are really sort of stabilizing the whole arm there. It's a very interesting movement. And you can feel the muscles in your back supporting that rotation. Upper back. So let me know if you like these upright workouts. Like we haven't bent over at all for any of these moves. We've been completely upright. Let me know if you like that you don't have to do bent over rows and things like that. Okay, and now we're going to do that rear arm raise. So again, I'm using one dumbbell behind my back. And it's that very small range of motion. So just push behind and then let it come forward. Okay, this is our last move. After this, we're going right to our cool down. We're going to stretch it out a little bit. So just another little bit here, and then we're done. And this one really, I feel this. I feel this in my upper back. And I feel the good chest opener. I feel a little weird because I have a mirror directly in front of me right now, and I'm basically just staring at myself. Feels a little silly. All right. I'm going to take this, put this down. So the hard work is done. Now we can say thank you to those muscles, and let's start with an overhead tricep stretch. Oh, that feels nice. So great job, everyone. That was a challenging one with just the 10-second break in between. But you know what? I really liked it because it flew by. I mean, this is like a 30-minute workout, and it's like bam, 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 done. I'm loving that. And let's switch sides. Sometimes I do like lifting as heavy as I can sometimes, and then I need a longer break in between. Like say, 30 to 40 seconds of work, and then a like 20 or 30-second rest. Okay, now we're just going to bring it across the arm. But sometimes it's like 30 seconds of rest, and I'm like, and I get bored. Maybe I'm just someone who gets bored really easily. I don't know. But with this really short rest interval, it moves. So let me know if you like this 50-10. Let's switch sides here. If you like that 50-10. Oh, I feel those arms stretching out. That feels so good. Okay, let's do a bit of a chest opener. So just pull those arms behind you. I won't knock over the weights. I'm just going to pull that behind me here and really open up the chest. And then I'm just going to push them out in front and open up the upper back. And then I'm just going to stretch up overhead and lean slightly, just slightly off to one side. And then just slightly off to the other side. And then let's give each rest. I'm just going to use my other hand to kind of pull it up a little bit more. And down, and then the other side. Back, and down, and back, and down. And let's just do one ear to shoulder. Just let the weight of your head pull it to the side. And let's do the other side. Feels nice. Thank you everybody for joining me today. You did it. You did that whole workout. That was a challenging one. You should feel really proud of yourself. Give me a thumbs up if you enjoy the seated straight up workouts, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a great day.